In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 NHL games happening on May 22, 2022. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets. As we provide these videos on a daily basis, I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 NHL games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start. If you would like to gain access to our best exclusive betting picks to take your sports betting journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer anywhere from 2 betting picks a day up to 10 betting picks a day and much more. Now let's get started. Florida Panthers versus Tampa Bay Lightning. The Florida Panthers face the Tampa Bay Lightning in Game 3 with the hopes of turning things around in the second-round series. The Panthers lost both Game 1 and Game 2 on their home ice and have to turn the series around on the road in the next 2 games. The Lightning, meanwhile, pulled off the upset in the first 2 games of the series, highlighted by a last-second goal in Game 2, and look to win Game 3 to take a commanding 3-0 series lead. The Lightning seem to have all the answers heading into Game 3 in their own building. The biggest difference is the ability to score while on the power play as throughout the postseason. Florida has not scored a power play goal, while Tampa Bay has a 26.2 power play percentage throughout the playoffs. The Florida Panthers were built with offense on the mind, as they scored 4.11 goals per game in the regular season, but is averaging 1 goal per game through 2 games in the Eastern Conference semifinals. The Panthers have lost 4 of the last 5 games against the Lightning. I get the reasoning for backing the Panthers here, as it feels like the President's Trophy winning Panthers are too good to go down 0-3 in this series with the Bolts. However, as much as it pains me to say as a Leafs fan, the Lightning have been really good and are exemplifying why they're the 2-time defending Stanley Cup champions with their recent play. I just don't see the Panthers all of a sudden turning things around with the series shifting to Tampa Bay. The Panthers are looking to rebound from back-to-back losses at home and look to rebound in the series. The problem is that the Lightning have been dominant in this series and look to control Game 3 from the opening puck drop. So the Tampa Bay Lightning money line is our full game side pick. The Panthers, who have only allowed 6 goals in the series, should limit the Lightning offense with Aaron Ekblad, Gustav Forsling, and the rest of the defensive unit creating turnovers in the defensive zone and limiting passing lanes to force direct shots on the net, allowing goaltender Sergei Bobrovsky to make plenty of big saves. The Lightning, who have only allowed 2 goals in the series and 3 goals in their last 3 games, should eliminate and potentially shut out the Panthers' offense with Victor Hedman, Eric Cernak, Mikhail Sergachev, and the rest of the defensive unit forcing turnovers in the neutral zone and defensive zone, while goaltender Andrei Vasilevsky steps up and blanks the shots on the net. These teams have combined for 8 goals throughout the first 2 games of the series, so expecting 7 goals to be scored feels a little too out of my comfort zone. Both Bobrovsky and Vasilevsky have been doing well in the net this series, and makes it difficult for these good offenses to find the back of the net at any point. The Panthers have allowed 3 goals per game in their last 5 games, while the Lightning are giving up 1.5 goals per game in their previous 4 games. Both teams have been led by their defenses throughout the series, and the upcoming game should reflect that, with both defenses stepping up and controlling Game 3. This will be a low-scoring game controlled by both defenses. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Carolina Hurricanes versus New York Rangers. National League Hockey playoff action on Sunday afternoon, and we will see a pair of teams from the Metro Division square off as the Carolina Hurricanes grapple with the New York Rangers at Madison Square Garden in New York. The Canes lead this series 2-0. The New York Rangers head back home to Madison Square Garden for Games 3 and 4 after dropping Games 1 and 2 on the road in Carolina. This is a must-win game for the Rangers, as falling behind 3-0 in the series would seemingly end their season. The good news for the Rangers is that Games 1 and 2 were extremely close, and they probably played well enough to earn both games, so they've hung close with a great Carolina team. In addition, the Hurricanes have yet to win a game on the road in the postseason, as they lost all 3 games in Boston in the first round. Given how well the Rangers played at home in the first round against Pittsburgh and the necessity of winning this game, the Rangers should probably be favored in this one. The Carolina Hurricanes have been one of the league's most dominant home teams in hockey over the past few seasons, and they've capitalized on that strength so far in the playoffs. They won all 4 home games against the Bruins to make it to the second round, and have already won the first 2 home games of this series against the Rangers to jump out to a 2-0 series lead. However, the Hurricanes are a bit lucky to have won both of those games. In fact, the Rangers won the expected goals battle in Game 1 and Game 2, with Capo Cacos missing miss on a wide-open net to put them up 2-0 in Game 1, eventually coming back to haunt them as they blew the lead shortly thereafter and then lost in overtime. The play of goalie Igor Shesterkin against a dangerous Canes offense has been the biggest story so far, especially after his inconsistent performance against the Penguins in the opening round. He has allowed a total of 3 goals across 2 games, but the complete lack of offense from the Rangers has resulted in 2 losses. Carolina allowed the second fewest goals per game in the regular season and have limited New York to just a single goal over 2 games. So the Rangers are going to have to figure things out quickly if they want to have a chance in this series. The Rangers are also 0 out of 5 on the power play, so there are no signs of offense for this lineup that has plenty of dangerous playmakers. Nonetheless, the Rangers still have a fighting chance in this series and should be able to use the energy of the home crowd to catapult them to a win in Game 3 with their backs against the wall. The fact that New York has played this poorly but has still outplayed Carolina for large chunks of the first 2 games should give them hope and optimism moving forward in the series. Take the home team to win big in Game 3, so the New York Rangers money line is our full game side pick. The first 2 games of this series put up a total of 5 goals. The Islanders have been tough at home where they have allowed just 2.33 goals per game, and Shesterkin has a 1.85 goals against average in his home games so far. He has struggled in the postseason overall, but not in this series. Andy Ront has a 1.83 goals against average in the postseason this year, and he has allowed just 1 goal in the first 2 games against the Rangers. Lastly, the under is 8-3 in Carolina's last 14 conference semifinals games and 6-1 in New York's last 8 playoff games as an underdog. These teams have not been able to score throughout the series as in the first 2 games. They have combined for 5 total goals, and that is including 1 game going into overtime. Shesterkin and Rada have been doing extremely well, and the penalty kill percentage has been a huge reason why. Under the projected total is our full game total pick. Calgary Flames versus Edmonton Oilers. The Calgary Flames face the Edmonton Oilers for Game 3 of the second round in what has been a back-and-forth series thus far. The Flames won Game 1 9-6 but blew a 3-1 lead in Game 2 and hoped to rebound and retake control of the series. The Oilers lost Game 1 but rebounded and won Game 2 5-3 to even up the series and bring momentum to their home ice for the next 2 games. The Calgary Flames traveled to Edmonton to take on the Oilers for Game 3 of their series. The Flames had a chance to go up 2-0 in their series, but Edmonton roared back in Game 2 to steal a win. With the series now shifting to Edmonton, things are likely to change. Even with home ice advantage, Calgary was unable to contain Connor McDavid. He is just on another planet and no one is going to slow him down. Edmonton gets last change, and you better believe head coach Jay Woodcroft is going to do everything possible to give his superstar players the best matchup possible. Jacob Markstrom has now allowed 11 goals in 2 games and is playing some of his worst hockey of the season. If Calgary wants to make it to the next round, they need their all-star goalie to stop the puck. It's unlikely that he will figure it out on the road. The Oilers showed they are a resilient team, coming back from giving up 9 goals in Game 1 and coming back twice from a 2-goal deficit twice to win Game 2. They are a slight home underdog in Game 3 even though they beat the Flames in both meetings at home this season. Actually, the Oilers have beaten them in 6 of their last 7 home games. The Stars are hot for Edmonton and they will continue that in this game with McDavid and Draisaitl leading the way. The Calgary defense has given up 11 goals in this series and they will not fix that in this game. That is the main reason the Oilers will win Game 3 and take a 2-1 series lead. So the Edmonton Oilers money line is our full game side pick. The Flames, who have scored 12 goals in the series, should pile on the goals with Johnny Gaudreau, Matthew Tkachuk, and the rest of the forward unit establishing a strong offensive zone presence and creating open shots with great puck movement near the net. The Oilers, who have scored 11 goals in the series, should run up the score with Connor McDavid, Leon Draisaitl, Evander Kane, and the rest of the forward unit crashing the net on the rush and creating open shots with great puck movement in the offensive zone while Evan Bouchard and Duncan Keith pick apart the Flames' defense from the point. Both games in the series have gone over and a whopping 23 goals have been scored in the series. The Flames had one of the best defenses in the regular season, but they have given up 11 goals in the 2 games in this series. The Flames only scored 3 goals in the last game, and I look for them to score around that in this one. However, the Oilers will score more. Both teams have been led by their offenses throughout the series, and Game 3 should once again reflect that with both teams finding the back of the net throughout the game. This will be a high-scoring game controlled by both offenses. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.